Alright, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Hey, Smithereens! And we've got Carlos and Solid Nate. And Red Dwarf. Hey, you better stick around now, Grand Theft Auto. I'm pretty much ready now. If you hear the music, I'm almost there. Alright guys, welcome to another stream. We're going to be playing some Crash Bandicoot tonight. Hopefully the entire game from start to finish, although it has been a while since I've done this. Probably a good 5, 6, 7 years since I've actually beaten this game. I have finished this game, you know, several times over the years. I do really enjoy Crash Bandicoot, the first one in particular. And, as you can tell, we're also playing the Japanese version of the game. That's the copy I have. You know, what's funny about some of these games is that it's actually cheaper to get the Japanese version than it is the North American one. Like, the US copy of this is like 20 or 30 bucks now, complete. And the Japanese one is like 10. And, so yeah, I picked this up last summer for the Japanese PS1, and I have a Japanese PlayStation 2. That's how we're playing this game right now. And it's basically the same game with a few minor changes. So like, you know, one or two of the box types has different art on them. And then there are some different music tracks at very specific parts of the game. To be honest with you, it's been such a long time since I played the US version, I can't really tell you which tracks those are, but the cuttingroomfloor.net has some really good information on this game, which, can basically, you know, detail all the differences, which is pretty neat. So, yeah, we're going to play through this version of the game, and it should be a good time. So, but yeah, so we got Adidas Freak, Andy Author, Smithereens again, Delta ZX, Grand Theft Auto, and everybody else. Red Dwarf, glad you could make it, Red Dwarf. Red Dwarf tweeted out this morning saying that you know, he's gonna try to make it. So thank you, sir, for stopping by. Always good to have you. And Smithereens hasn't been able to catch a stream in a while. It's good to be here. $20 PS4 titles and NES Classic re-release tomorrow. Hell yeah. I might have to try to grab... Well, I don't know. I'm gonna... I think actually the main release I wanted on PS4 is Bloodborne, but I already have it. I got it a couple weeks ago, so... But, alright, yeah, before we actually start things up, as usual, we're going to give a big shout out to our current Patreon backers. No new backers this last week, but thanks to everyone that's continuing to support this channel. As usual, if you're interested in supporting my channel through Patreon, links are in the description box as always. Of course, there's a link on the screen as well you can check out. We're also going to thank the recent live stream super chatters, so thank you guys for your continued patronage. Only one live stream super chat last week on the F-Zero stream from Encrypted Printer, and he left a comment. He says, "It's dangerous to get out of debt alone. Take this." So thank you, Encrypted Printer. That was in response to a for sale thread I have on Atari Age. I'm basically purging a lot of my physical games, probably about 75 or 80% of them, and because yeah, I've got money problems, so I have to sell stuff to try to help myself with that. So thank you again, Encrypted Printer. Also, here are our live stream sponsors. Thank you guys for being sponsors to my channel. Again, this is a reminder of the custom emotes you can use. Also, I wanted to ask you guys that are sponsoring the channel if you have any ideas for other custom emotes. I mean, ultimately, I guess I'm in control of this, but you guys are the ones that are using them. So if you have any other emotes that you think might be really cool, let me know. Like, Red Dwarf suggested the GG, and that's been a pretty popular one. So, and the Doom guy is something that, you know, it was a carryover from Twitch when they used to have that emote, and I wanted to bring that back. But the other ones, if you guys want to see them changed out, let me know. Just get in contact with me. Alright. I did want to give a clarification on the F-Zero stream from last week. So we did stream F-Zero. I raged at the end, but that's not why you guys can't see the stream. You guys can't see the stream because I got a copyright claim for the Firefield music. At first it got claimed by Nintendo, and I was like, okay, whatever, I'll try to remove the track. But then it got another, like, bunk claim from some random third-party, you know, music rights agency. It's just one of those ones that, you know, is probably fake. I've gotten quite a few of those over the years, and so I've got a dispute on it right now, and until that dispute is over, it's not going to be public. A couple of people have managed to find it thanks to, you know, posts on like Google Plus or Twitter or something like that. But it's unlisted, so you're not going to be able to get to it from my channel page. So hopefully that claim will come through and it'll pass, and then I'll be able to make it public. So that's why the F-Zero stream is not available. Hey, Timu, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Also, before we actually get started, I did want to... Sorry, I'm looking at the preview here, and it was a little choppy. You know, the frame rate's not as smooth as it should be. Why is it not smooth? Okay, it's fine. It's just for some reason my computer was having troubles running in a 1080p. That's odd. No dropped frames or anything. Okay, that was weird. Yeah, if it was going to be choppy like that the whole time, I definitely wanted to reboot. But yeah, I wanted to talk about a couple things first. I meant to talk about this last week, but my mind was just in like a different realm. I was just had so many other things on it. I did want to mention that a couple weeks ago I posted my 4th video in my tutorial series. Well, not tutorial series. It's more like my behind the scenes series. Kind of like where I talk about, you know, how I make the videos on my channel. And I made a live streaming and OBS tutorial. So anyone that's interested in learning how to live stream, check out this video, add it to your watch later list or whatever. And check that out if you're interested in learning how to live stream. So it's probably the last video in that series, but I did want to make an announcement that it is there. So anyone that's interested in that sort of stuff, feel free to check it out. I also have a playlist in my main channel with all 4 of those videos. So if you want some behind the scenes, if you have a lot of time to kill, if you're interested in how I do things here, then those videos should give you a lot of insight into how I run my channel here. So. But alright, with that said, let's go ahead and just get into the game. Hey, Drilly Press, welcome back. Phil Twerpin, how's it going, dude? Alright. Oh, man. Yeah, this should be fun. Like I said, I really like Crash Bandicoot. It's probably one of my favorite platformers on the PS1. It can be tough at points, but it's not. I kind of like when I was younger, I used to like overstate this game's difficulty. But now that I'm, you know, much more patient as an adult, it's actually not nearly as hard as, you know, I remembered it. So I'm guessing a lot of you guys out there have probably played this game, and you probably need little explanation. Speaking of explanations, our Voodoo Mask here in the Japanese version, he actually gives you hints. So Crash Bandicoot actually, you know, takes a lot of influence from, you know, traditional platformers like Super Mario Brothers or something like that. So you have boxes, which are kind of like, you know, they're very similar to, say, like the, you know, the question mark blocks in the Super Mario Brothers games. These crates here, these ones, sort of with the stripes on them, you can actually just hop on them over and over, or bop them with your head over and over. And these ones with arrows will sort of, you know, bounce you up into the air. And Crash has 2 different forms of attack. He can either hop on enemies, which is sort of the harder way to deal with enemies, or he can attack them with the spin attack, and you just press square to do that. Apples are the equivalent of coins in the Super Mario Brothers games, and you get 100 apples, you get an extra life. Pretty basic stuff here, not a whole lot to explain really. The Voodoo Mask actually gives you a shield as well, so you can absorb a hit when you have the Voodoo Mask. Kind of like if, you know, you get the mushroom with Mario, you're a big Mario. Also, if you get a certain amount of Voodoo Masks, you actually turn invincible for a short period of time. Basically synonymous with the star from Super Mario Brothers. But what's different about Crash as opposed to Mario is that it's third person, it's behind the back. You know, it's a 3D platformer, but not like an open world 3D platformer like you have with, you know, Super Mario 64 or something like that. Or 360 degrees, where you have control of the camera and stuff like that, like in, you know, Spyro the Dragon or something like that. It's basically a linear point A to point B kind of game, and it's a lot of fun. Saving your progress is done via bonus stages in this game. So the save system can be a little brutal. So if you don't have a lot of time to dedicate to this game, you might end up losing progress if you don't make it very far, because you do have to find the bonus stages in order to save your progress. In the North American version, there's a password save system as well as memory card saving. But in the Japanese version, there's only memory card saving. There are no passwords, which is kind of interesting. It's one of the differences. Alright, so we actually just got one bonus level icon. And one other thing that's interesting is in the Japanese version of the game, I believe you start with the voodoo mask. In the North American version, you don't. You actually have to get it, although he's not very far away from when you start the game. Also, you have these little gems here. You can see this floating little green gem. There are different types of gems in this game that basically require you to, one type of gem, I believe, requires you to get all the boxes in a level, and then another type of gem requires you to perfect or get perfect ratings, basically, on specific levels in the game. And I don't remember the levels off the top of my head, but you can go to game FAQs or the cutting room floor or something like that, and I believe that information is in there. Alright, bonus stage time. Hey, Christopher Margot, what's going on, man? Alright, so this is one of our bonus stages. You just want to move left or right. And if you fall, you basically lose the bonus stage. So you got a chance to earn some extra lives and whatnot here. There we go, and we basically speak to her, and we'll have the option to save. And I don't think I have a save file for this, so we'll go ahead and do that. Trilly Press says he loves Crash. It's one of the few games he's actually beaten. Liberal Arts Guy says Crash 3 is really tough. Yeah, I've only beaten Crash 3 once, whereas like Crash 1 and 2 I've beaten multiple times. Crash 1 I've beaten the most out of the 3. Part 2 I finished that less, but I have finished it multiple times. And then Crash 3 I've only done once. And I enjoyed all three of them, actually, including Crash 3, but I don't remember Part 3 being noticeably more difficult than the other ones, but I would like to go back to it sometime soon, although I'll probably have to do it on PlayStation Network. I've got it on PSP as a PS1 classic. Fortunately, hooked up by a component, the PS1 classics on PSP will actually display their standard 240p resolution, which is really cool. So, you know, if we play through the other Crash Bandicoots, it'll probably be on PSN via the PS1 classics on my PSP. Actually, you know what I should do is I should probably download them on my PS3 if they're available. So I'm gonna have to fire up my PS3 and see what the deal is with that. It's been a while since I fired up my PS3. I know I downloaded a few of the classics that I bought on PSP to my PS3. I don't remember if I got all of them. But yeah, maybe we'll have to try to go through parts 2 and 3 as well sometime. So some of the levels in this game are also in a different order than the North American version. So I found that to be kind of interesting. But because it's been so long since I've really gone through this game, I don't actually remember the exact, level order. So it's still pretty much the same stages, just in, slightly different order. These guys, you want to hop on their heads first. And this green stuff just kind of pushes you in the, the downward direction. And bonus stage time again. Yeah, definitely give these a try, Carlos. The original Crash games are really fun. Yeah, the bonus stage music is actually one of the tunes that was changed out, which is kind of interesting. No, liberal arts guy. That's Saturn only, man. That's a game made by Sega. So, and I guess it's saving to the memory card. Hey, encrypted printer. Yeah, so you can see those yellow gems. If I find that specific gem, I can come back to this level and it'll give me access over the exit, probably to get some more boxes and things like that. Some of the gems are probably required in order to get perfects on certain stages. Crash's voice is obviously a little bit different. Alright, this is always a fun level, and you have to do these multiple times over the course of the game. Basically, this big-ass boulder chases you. So, just hold down. And this could be tricky because, you know, the camera's kind of close to you, so it's hard to, you know, react to those jumps sometimes. There we go. Also, if you attack apples in this game, you actually attack them away. You can't collect them when you attack them. So you want to try to not spin when you're near apples. And this is pretty much the exit. That was pretty easy. The ones later on are definitely tougher. There's a Knights game on PS2. You might be thinking of the Wii game. There's a sequel to Knights on the Wii. And it's not very good. And it does look like it was ported to PlayStation 2, the original Knights. For Japan only. But the actual sequel to the game was Journey of Dreams? Journey into Dreams? Journey of Dreams? I don't remember, which was on the Wii. And the Knights also saw a more modern port on like Xbox 360 and systems like that.
What have I got?
Alright, another bonus stage icon. So this level has fish that jump up and over, so you have to watch out for them. Pretty much everything in this game, oops, is deadly. And now that we don't actually have the voodoo mask anymore, things have just gotten a lot more dangerous. Let's go ahead and just jump on that. And just skip that box. I'm not going for 100% boxes or anything like that. This is not going to be like a perfect run or anything. We're not going to be going for any of the crystals or anything. We're just going to be going through the game normally. Although if we have time left over, you know, depending on how fast I get through this, you know, maybe we can try a couple of the stages, try to get some of the crystals. I'm not really planning on it, but, you know, we'll see. Whoa, 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 what did I get hit by? Did I get hit by a fish or something? I got hit by something, and I have no idea what. Let's see. What enemies are up here? I got hit by something. And it wasn't the, you know, the sort of flytrap plant. Yeah, it is a fish. Okay.
What have I got?
I didn't even see the fish. There we go. So you can see there's another alternate path down below if you have the right crystal. Or the right gem. Alright, bonus stage time. You love the levels where you ride the polar bear like this one. Yeah, there are a couple levels like that in the Crash series. They're pretty fun. Alright, well, we just regained those 2 lives I lost. 23 lives. It was like their unofficial mascot. I mean, they use Crash in so many different commercials in North America in particular. I don't know if they was actually like their official mascot, but they definitely pushed it like it was. But Crash wasn't a property that was actually owned by Sony. You know, this was published by Universal, I believe. Yeah, Universal Interactive Studios. Or maybe Sony had a part with the publishing as well, but yeah. Universal and Sony's name are on the back of the box. Yeah, maybe they had a deal worked out with Sony. Because normally Sony's name isn't on the box, Sony Computer Entertainment, unless like they had something to do with the publishing as well. Wish I had a North American copy to look at right now. But I've only got the Japanese version, so that doesn't explain, you know, the North American region. Yeah, it was a guy in a Bandicoot suit sitting outside, like, Nintendo's headquarters. It was pretty funny. Alright, so apparently some of these bosses have more health than they do in the US version. Oops. You have to hop on his head, that's right. Oops. And one of the things about this game is that you use the D-pad. There's no analog support in this game. So movement can take a little while to get used to, because Crash can only move in 8 directions. He doesn't have super fine-tuned movement, and when you move in this game, Crash has a tendency of making, you know, fairly large steps, unless you just like baby tap the D-pad. So it could be a little tricky to get the hang of the movement. I don't really have too much trouble with it personally, but I know some people will. Team will watch a Tomb Raider 2 speedrun. Now there's a way to suck all the joy and life out of you. Play Tomb Raider 2 in a speedrun setting. Those controls, the camera, holy lord. Liberal arts guy? Absolutely, yeah. It's kind of like a mesh between like the two types, you know, Sonic and Mario. It's got its own, you know, own kind of pacing, which is nice. It's got a good pace to it, you know. And there's definitely more tricky platforming sections in this than you have in, I'd say, your traditional Mario games. Your non-expert mode Mario games, I should say, like Super Mario Bros. 2 Japan. Okay, we're gonna have to actually get out of here. Like, what we've dealt with so far in this game has already been a good bit more challenging than any of the early parts of the Super Mario Bros. Games. You know, the lost levels notwithstanding. Oops. Oh.
What have I got?
No, that's not good. That's not good. Ooh, that was close. I forgot that was one of the pillars I landed on was a falling pillar, and I totally forgot that happened. So I ended up jumping and getting hit by the rolling wheels. Hey, see ya, Andy. Take care. Hey, Andrew. Thanks for stopping in. You're welcome. Whoops. So I guess we can only go down there if we have the crystal. But you can actually see down below. Oops. Now we're making some really dumb mistakes. Alright, how about we don't die again? That would be good. You can actually combo enemies with your spin attack. You can, you know, when you attack enemies in this game, they sort of shoot out. And if they hit another enemy, you'll actually kill the other enemy, and they'll drop an apple in their place, which is kind of nice. Hey, no problem, Andrew. Always nice to see it when people enjoy the Doom and Quake videos. Those are some of my favorite to do. I love playing those games. And in a couple weeks, we're gonna have to do another Doom game. Probably either PlayStation Doom or Super Nintendo Doom. So these levels can be a little tricky. There's a lot of obstacles to avoid. And you basically just move left or right. Nothing special here. Run and jump. Don't touch the shield, guys, because you'll fall off. You want to land on those drums. They basically act as springs. Man, this game is so goofy, it's great. I love it, man. The first Crash Bandicoot is a lot of fun. I'm definitely gonna have to revisit parts 2 and 3 now. There we go. Shizzo, thank you. When is Quake 64 coming? It's a good question, man. Uh, it's a good question, man. I'm gonna have to spend some time practicing it on Twitch, and then we'll see. See, I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna do Quake 64 on Nightmare or hard mode. Normally it would be no question, it would be like Nightmare all day, but they made Nightmare on Quake 64 harder than Nightmare on PC. And you're already pretty... Ooh, what was that? Okay, so I need to hop on that guy. Yeah, they made Quake 64 more difficult. The enemies are faster and more aggressive. But the problem is you're already at a major disadvantage because you're not playing with a keyboard or mouse. The N64 analog stick just is not good for that kind of Twitch-based first-person shooter. So, you know, I'm basically debating with myself if I'm gonna play, you know, hard or Nightmare. So I'm gonna have to do a bunch of practice runs on that. But, you know, I definitely want to do it eventually. You know, I want to have videos of pretty much every Quake and Doom game on my channel. You know, we've got Saturn Doom out of the way, we got PC Quake out of the way. Or, I should say, we got Saturn Quake out of the way, we've got PC Quake out of the way. So naturally, I have to do the N64 version. And then maybe once I get that done, I can look at, like, Quake 2 on PC and stuff like that. I'd like to do the PS1 version of that, but I don't have it anymore, so... And I probably won't be buying it, so... I've already done Doom 64 shiz, yeah. Well, Nightmare and Saturn Quake was hard for totally different reasons, liberal arts guy. You can't even compare the two. Like, Nightmare is hard on Saturn Quake because it's a poorly designed piece of garbage. Quake 64 is hard because you have to deal with the N64's analog stick and lightning-fast enemies that are faster than the PC version on Nightmare. So... But Quake 64 still plays infinitely better than the Saturn version. It's actually using the Quake engine. It feels like Quake. So that part is there. You know, it's a solid, well-playing game. But shot accuracy and things like that can be problematic with that analog stick. Especially with as fast as enemies move on Nightmare. Yeah, so you can't even really compare the two. Alright, got ourselves the voodoo mask. Hey, Wayne. That was close. Alright, we're just gonna skip those apples. Ah. All right. Do I know about the secrets in this game? Yeah, I do. Yeah, we're not really going for them. Apples are good for you if you don't skip them. You just bought the Insane Trilogy. Congrats, Wayne. Guys, I hate to do this, but I have to step away for a few minutes. My stomach is having major problems right now, so it just kind of came out of nowhere. So I'm gonna put the running test message up again, and I will be back in hopefully no more than 5 minutes. So I apologize for this, guys. I'll just leave the music playing. Alright, I'm back. Whew. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, let me do something here real quick. Okay, yeah, I feel a little bit better. My stomach's been acting up this week. I think it's just because I've been trying to eat a little bit better, more consistently again. I think it's kind of taking a toll on my body. My body's just like not cooperating with it. Alright.
What have I got?
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Some debt's not horrible. It's when you go too far into debt and it starts to become a problem. You know, for someone like in my position, if I had a few $100s worth of debt, that'd be nothing, you know? Or even a grand or two, you know? Preferably a couple $100s. It's not stressful at that point, but once you get a few $1,000s in debt or more, it starts to become a major ball and chain. The interest starts to rack up. You start throwing money away trying to pay off the interest. And it can get very, very dangerous. But a little bit of debt's fine, if you ask me. Or, in the case of, like, you know, a home mortgage or something, you know. It's another form of debt that I think is almost kind of mandatory. A little bit difficult to buy a house outright with cash. But at least in that case, you can get your money back when you sell, hopefully. But general credit card debt, yeah, that can get very, very dangerous. I speak from experience on that one. Of course, the whole few $100s in debt thing, I think it also depends on your salary. If you're someone like me, if I only had a few $100s in debt, I'd be sailing, man. I'd be good. But something like $30,000 in debt is a different story altogether. How did you get out of that, Stealth Warren? How did you deal with that? Time. How much time? Did it take you 10 years? I don't know. And a decent job. Gotcha. Alright, boss time. Alright, this guy could be a little tricky. You basically have to hit the big TNT boxes. He has to be near them for it to do damage. Oops.
What have I got?
He actually sticks with the same pattern the whole time. Oops. Oh, these controls are killing me, man. Okay, so that actually hit him. That's good.
What have I got?
7 to 8 years. Oh, geez, man.
What have I got?
Wow, that was weird. Yeah, this boss is not a favorite of mine.
What have I got?
I'm making really dumb mistakes by falling into the water, but just the concept is... I guess the concept is fine, it's just it's so time-consuming, man. There we go. Oh, so he only goes... Okay, I see what he's doing. Missed him completely. There we go. Yeah, definitely Adidas freak. Yeah, definitely.
What have I got?
I want to say back in the day when I was playing this is kind of like where the game started to get more difficult. But we'll kind of see how this goes. You know, I don't play Crash Bandicoot all the time like I play, you know, Ninja Gaiden or Castlevania all the time, so... a lot of times when I play this, a lot of it has to kind of come back to me slowly. You've got these two big bats that are perched up here. You have to actually kill both of them to make the little small bats disappear. You know, I guess another game that compares well to this, or this compares well to, is Donkey Kong Country. You get a crazy amount of lives in this, very similar to, you know, how you do in Donkey Kong Country. You can definitely see some, you know, DKC influence going on here. Oops. That was a dumb mistake. See, a lot of the mistakes you make in this game are just due to you being impatient. There are very few parts in this game where you have to rush. That's one of the things about Crash Bandicoot. It's just patience. Alright, checkpoint. Alright, so these guys you want to jump on. And we get some good old Pitfall in the Mine adventure style platformers. Or platforms. Another checkpoint. So the exclamation blocks, if you haven't figured out what they do, they basically make the boxes with white outlines will get filled in. And there's a bit of a secret over here. Alright, another bonus stage. You were able to pay off your mortgage last year. Nice, Timu. Congrats on that. Yeah, well, yeah, whether you get your money back, Timu, depends on the housing market for sure. And we're dead. So these bonus stages are considerably harder, and I think these are the ones where you get a key. And the keys unlock alternate, you know, levels and things like that. But yeah, I'm in an area where the housing market has been, it's been very consistent over the last, you know, 15 plus years, probably 20 years, you know. I live in an area where there's a lot of, like, government work and things like that. So it's a very highly populated area. People are constantly moving here. So the housing market where I live is pretty good in terms of, you know, you not losing your money. But obviously, you know, things could take a turn for the worst, and you could end up losing out in the end. It's a gamble. Some areas are probably safer than others in that regard. You know, unless, like, say, the whole economy just, you know, takes a crap all of a sudden. Which, you never know, it could happen. And I keep making the same mistake. There we go. Nope, there we don't go. Oh, what? Yeah, no, it is annoying, Timu. Yeah. These blocks are probably, like, one of my least favorite things about this game. Ugh. That center set of blocks almost feels completely random. I hope you're wrong, Timu. But honestly, if something does happen, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we've had multiple financial crises in North America. You know, so I wouldn't be surprised if we had another one. It's the city with the suburban touch. That laughing sounds like the the Jack in the Box from the Elf movie. Oh, come on. I was trying to jump on top of him. Hey, Larry G. How's it going? Alright, we're close to the exit, because you can always hear it spinning. That's a nice effect. I like it when games do that. They have audio cues letting you know you're getting close. I'm trying to think of other games that do that. I know Painkiller on PC has that. When the exit appears, it makes like this wong sound and it fades away as you get farther away from it. Hey, thanks, Red Dwarf.
What have I got?
Alright, lots of falling platforms on this one. Oh, that's right, we got bats. Did I get hit by bats? I think it was bats. Alright, there's a spider here. There we go. Oof! I blame the camera on that one. Yep, yeah, bats. Well, despite all the times we've died, we still have 50 lives, so, you know, we're doing okay. Can't complain too much. Things are okay, Larry. Things are okay. Nate, yeah, that's why I got the Japanese version, yep. I mean, something to consider, Nate, is for some of these PS1 games, consider buying them on PSN. You know, if you have a PS3, well, I guess you can't really do it on PSP anymore. I don't think you can. Actually, you might. I think you can buy them on Sony's website and then download them on your PSP. Yeah, if you have a PS3, you can actually buy these. They're like $6 a piece on PlayStation Network, and that's a good way to do it. They pretty much play the same. You know, they pretty much look and play the same. So yeah, I have the Japanese version of this one. Once we're done with this stream, though, I'll probably end up listing it for sale in my for sale thread. And if I want to play it again, I have it on my PSP. But, yeah, I mean, you can get these on PlayStation Network. They're like $6 a piece. And if you just want to play the game, it's a good way to do it. You know, if you have to own it, then yeah, you gotta either buy the Japanese one or cough up the cash for a North American one. That goes for people in North America, obviously, because I'm not sure what these cost in Europe. Or the UK.
What have I got?
Oh my god, I had a feeling that was gonna happen. You can transfer them from your PS3. Okay, cool. Thanks, Boss and Burf. And how are you doing, man? Hope your stream went well, by the way. I saw you were streaming a little while ago. Hey, Jules. Yeah. Yeah, Larry. It is coming out tomorrow on Switch and Xbox One. The Insane Trilogy. I am not actually doing this because that's coming out. That's just completely coincidental. But yes, frick, I did it again, man. The Crash Insane Trilogy is coming out tomorrow for Xbox One and Switch. So, for those of you guys that want the remastered, or I should say remade versions of these games, the first 3 games, on those platforms, they are going to be available tomorrow. I want to say I can just do this. That apple was a bit of a giveaway. Well, I mean, Timo, it's like, why is Super Mario 64 expensive? There are millions and millions of them out there, you know? It's the same with a lot of other popular games. It's just, I guess a lot of people want them. You know, there was a while when Final Fantasy VII was like... it was like a $50 game for a while. And there are millions and millions of them out there as well. So it's like, why is this worth so much? It's kind of the same with the Crash games right now. And I don't think they're super expensive. But I think, like, you're still gonna have to drop $30 at least on the first Crash Bandicoot. Maybe 20 if you're lucky, you know, if you don't want to get complete, or if you get one in poor condition. I mean, that's what they were going for, you know, 20 to 30 last summer when I bought the Japanese one. And the idea was for me to eventually get all 3 games, and, you know, all 3 Japanese versions, because they were all like $10 a piece. For the price of one US version, I could get all 3 in Japan. That ended up not happening. I never went through with parts 2 or 3. I mean, I kind of wish I got them, but it's not a big deal. I've got them on PSP and PS3. Oh, hell yeah, Nate. Awesome. Well, tell him I said thank you. And I'm going to be trying to do some more shmups here sometime soon. Your stream went well. Awesome, Boss and Burf. Good to hear. Yeah, exactly, Boss and Burf. I mean, prices on popular games kind of don't make sense to me sometimes, because if there are millions of copies out there, it's hard for me to believe that demand would, like, outpace supply. I mean, that's basically what causes, you know, prices on the used market to go up. More people want it at any given moment than what's available, and prices slowly go up. If games sit for a long time without selling, prices go down. In a perfect world, that's exactly how it would work, but it's not always how it works. You're about to put yours up for sale, you just never play them anymore. Well, Earthbound has been like that for a long time, but Earthbound didn't sell a gajillion copies, you know. Earthbound was liquidated just a couple years after it came out. You know, a couple years after it was out, there were still brand new copies sitting on the store shelves. And they were all liquidated for about 10 bucks a piece. Something like Crash Bandicoot wasn't, you know, it always sold well from start to finish. It was turned into a greatest hit game, so it was a budget release. It was a game that a lot of people new to the PlayStation got. Hey, look, a Japanese sign. This is probably one of the more challenging levels because there's a lot of really tight platforming here. So this is where you also want to start looking at your shadow. Your shadow acts as your guide. And this ice will actually slip you forward as well. Ooh, we almost missed that. Nice. Almost there. That was a good level. Nice. Hey, Hernando, how's it going? Happy to see you're playing the original Crash, but in Japanese. Yep. I don't know if many people have actually covered the Japanese version on YouTube, so it's nice to be able to do a video of this specific version of the game. Well, liberal arts guy, I think that's different, man. People are willing to buy it because they don't have a choice. You know, they're not offering you cheaper options when you go to Disney World or something like that, you know? It's like you pay our price or you spend your whole day at the park not drinking anything, so people buy it. It's like when you go to the movie theaters. You know, there's no reason for, you know, a Coke to be $5 at a movie theater, but there's nothing else. Oh, you can go drink water out of the fountain, but you're not going to leave the movie to drink water out of the fountain. And you can't bring your own stuff in, so you pay the price. You know, when you're buying video games, you have choice. Like, if you see a game that's $50, you can choose to not buy it, and you can go look somewhere else. You can't do that when you're at a amusement park or a movie theater, so I think that's kind of a bad example. But yeah, no, it's totally supply and demand, you know, when it comes to used game prices and whatnot. Absolutely. It just, to me, it makes more sense when an actual legitimately rare game goes up in price because the supply is very low. And when it's a really good game, you know, like in the case of Earthbound, it makes sense for the price to just shoot up big time. Panzer Dragoon Saga, or something like that. You know, highly regarded games in particular. Musha on Genesis. Well, I like to say Castlevania Bloodlines, but I don't know, that one just doesn't seem to be all that rare to me, but it is like $100 now, so... But yeah, no, Crash is definitely popular. Yeah, I mean, Crash is probably one of the more popular PS1 titles. You know, it's up there with like Final Fantasy VII, Metal Gear Solid, and stuff like that. I mean, you could find brand new copies of this game available. And not just ones that had been sitting around forever, but like, you know, new printed copies all the way up until like the end of the PS1 era. Like they manufactured a crap ton of these, man. It was a good seller for Sony and Universal. I do miss the days though when this was like really cheap to acquire. You know, you get a copy of Crash Bandicoot used for like $5 because there were so many of them. Nowadays, not so much. Alright, let's just attack that. So you can see how the game is starting to like repeat existing concepts. But they raise the difficulty a little bit in the process. I don't think this one is a lot more difficult than the first one. Yeah, so basically on these, I just hold down, and then I slightly move it diagonally left or right if I need to move left or right, and that's it. And then I just jump. These levels can freak you out a little bit if you haven't really played them before, but they're actually a lot more simplistic than they look. I have nodules. It seems to me like it's a lot of work and tough. You bought a repro of Earthbound this weekend. Need yourself a flashcard, Smithereens, man. You can just load the ROM up. Actually, Earthbound, Earthbound's one of those games where I think, like, it's got copy protection and it'll screw with you if you try to play it on an emulator or flashcard. I have to look into that. I know my brother had problems with that. That is true, Nate. Yeah, people might buy those games and keep them, for sure. Interesting, Timu. I don't know. I look at Mario 64 and I think it's aged pretty well. For me, a part of it is that, you know, a lot of Mario 64's graphics are very, like, kind of plain in a way. They're, like, minimalistic. A little more abstract. And so, like, I feel like they've kind of held up nicely. And what also helps Mario 64, in my opinion, is the frame rate is very smooth. You know, it's 60 frames a second for most of the game. And I think that really helps games like that stand up. I think Crash Bandicoot has actually aged pretty well, too. A lot of it's because the gameplay is pretty straightforward. Move left, move right, move up, move down, jump, hop on things, whatever. Oops. It's still precise.
What have I got?
And it's fun. But a lot of other games from this era definitely have not aged that well. I can attest to that. I had quite a decent sized PS1 collection. And the games that run at subpar frame rates or have like really terrible, you know, texture quality or polygon counts definitely have not aged that well. I do find that some games from this gen that have aged the best are the ones that are the most abstract. Stuff like Jumping Flash, things like that. Or like early, like just flat shaded polygon games, like Virtua Racing, things like that. But of the ones that you got with more complex polygons and texture mapping and things like that, the ones with like the best frame rates typically stand the test of time the most. Best frame rates and best gameplay. So Crash Bandicoot falls into that category, in my opinion. You know, things look good. All right, we're just gonna skip those boxes. Things look good. The game runs really smooth. You know, it's not 60 frames a second, but it's a very nice, you know, consistent frame rate. I don't even know if it's 30 frames a second. It might be a little bit lower, but it's very consistent. It's high enough and it's consistent. And the gameplay is really solid. A lot of 2D stuff from this era, though, has held up very, very well, though. Like, and I'm talking, like, actual 2D visuals. And Timu, you know exactly what I'm talking about with Mega Man X 4, 5, and 6. You know, those are still beautiful-looking games. Oops, that's not good. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to make this. Oh no, there he is. He's back. Oops. See, this is probably where the game starts to get really hard for some people. There's a lot of, you know, quick, precise platforming that's required. And there's a lot of this for the rest of the game, really. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Gran Turismo 3 for PS2. That is a really cheap game. If anybody ever wants to play that again, it is super cheap. Assuming you have a PlayStation 2. Alright, so we lost our voodoo mask. He's got an actual name, it's just easier for me to say voodoo mask. And we died again. Thank you. Yeah, one thing that would be pretty cool is if like the air attack actually like gave you like extended air time. That'd be a really fun mechanic. I like it when games let you do that. Alright, bonus stage time. We're probably gonna die here. Hey, Brandon. How's it going? Oh, I still got hit? Oh, come on. We had that one. Voodoo Mask is better than Aku Aku. Yeah, Aku Aku is his name. And Timu says, yeah, X4 and XX have aged gracefully. Yeah, 2D stuff like that from the 90s has aged really well for the most part. Exactly, Carlos. Yeah, the DF Retro video about Daytona is a really good one to check out. DF Retro in general, you guys should check out if you haven't. Oh, Brandon says flash drive version of Earthbound cuts out on him midway in the game. And so, wow, you guys actually talked a lot. Mario 64, everything... Mario 64 did everything right, pretty much, I think, says Nate. I'd say it's aged great. You should check it out, Timu. Nostalgia can drive prices up, certainly, especially if those who are nostalgic also have kids. True. Bubsy 3D had a really nice minimalistic look. I actually don't mind how Bubsy 3D looks. How it plays, on the other hand, is another story. See, that's an example where Bubsy 3D probably could have aged really well, but the problem is it's, like, really clunky. I still want to play it on stream. Okay, this was actually kind of a bad idea. Ooh, nice, we got it. Another bonus level. Brandon, does the Japanese version have any differences? Ooh, that was close. What could possibly go wrong? Everything. And there's nothing wrong with that, Timu. Like, myself personally, I don't really get into open 3D platformers. If I get into 3D platformers, it's like this, where they're pretty much completely linear. Now, there are a few exceptions. Like, I did beat Mario Galaxy, and I really enjoyed it. But I'd argue Mario Galaxy is probably a little more straightforward than Mario 64. You know, Mario Galaxy, you pick a mission, and you go into the game, and, like, that's really all you do, for the most part. I guess that's actually kind of built on the Mario 64 style, but there are so many missions in Mario Galaxy where you're just going from, like, little mini planet to mini planet in a very linear fashion. So I guess that was more of, like, a mix between Mario 64 and, like, classic Mario. Oh, that's right. He basically just throws a big boulder, and then it sits. Yeah, and then you have to shoot it back at him. There we go. Timu also sucked at Mario 64. Fair enough. Yeah, I've never beaten Mario 64. Like, I want to sort of make myself go through it sometime. Oops. And we're dead. Oh yeah, Super Mario 3D World is completely linear. There's no non-linearity to it at all. I loved that game. That was a ton of fun. We actually played through that on stream a few months ago. I've got a full archive of that whole game. Not counting, like, you know, the extra worlds after you beat the game. I think it took us about 6.5 hours to go through it. We should, Brandon. Whenever you want to stream, man, let me know. I know you're busy, so you gotta let me know. People would love to have you on. The last time Brandon was here, I think we played not Mario, we played Super Metroid. I think that was the last time you were here in my YouTube stream. Oh, come on. I'd love to stream Mario Kart 64 as well. That'd be a lot of fun. Approximately 0 of those hours, Red Dwarf. I mean, in my mind, I was drooling over the graphics, but, you know, I was still able to play the game without stopping. Yeah, Mario 3D World looks great. It's a great looking game. It's just kind of a funny boss, though. Like, he flexes. He's like, oh, yeah. Oh my god, what? Seriously, dude, that was stupid. It was still just rolling slightly, and it counted as a hit. I'm gonna say both, Drilly. Oh, I did it again. Here, let's just kill ourselves.
What have I got?
It's okay, it's not like we don't have 74 lives or anything. Adam Henry, hello? You really have to wait for it to stop moving, otherwise you'll get hit. That sort of design always kind of annoyed me. It's like, come on, it's barely even moving. It's a rock. Like, why is that gonna hurt me? I feel like the point where it can no longer damage you should be like, once it's starting to move like relatively slowly, at the very least. If you want it to feel better, you should probably shorten the time it can do damage. Oh, we got lucky there. Hey, no reason. Yeah, I pretty much did the exact same thing, man. I got through the first single-player mission, and partway through the second, which I think the second was like the facility, right? And that was it. I never... Yeah, I barely got anywhere in GoldenEye single-player, but I played a ton of multiplayer with my brother and friends and whatnot. No, I agree, Timu. Yeah, we played a ton of GoldenEye multiplayer, and it was a lot of fun. Well, I guess you can't hop on these guys. Oh, let me try it again. Yeah, you can't hop on them. You have to attack them. Yeah. I mean, GoldenEye is another one I wanted to get Brandon over to stream. Because he can tear through that single player game. It'd be great to have him on and go through the single player live. Alright, so these ice pipes you can stand on. The red pipes you cannot. You will die if you touch them. So this is a level that probably messes, or a set of levels that probably messes with people. Because you got the conveyor belts, you got the heat pipes. I think we can just fall down here. Oops, wrong one. I was thinking of a different section.
What have I got?
It's amazing how much I remember these levels, not having played this in, like, forever. Good games just stick. Yeah, definitely Red Dwarf. Yeah, every time I go back to this game, I recognize pretty much every level I play. As if it was like I had just played it, you know, last week. I don't know if that's due to maybe the simplistic nature of the level designs, or if it's just something else, I don't know. Maybe just having a very distinct graphic style. Dude, we can't actually touch, yeah, you can't touch those guys, which makes actually no sense, because there's nothing on top of them that indicates that they should hurt you. Same with these guys right here. They're just like floating balls, basically. So that is a little questionable, if you ask me. Like, I can hop on those guys. Why can't I hop on these guys? Their tops look perfectly safe to hit. It's the sides that you would think that you can't touch. So that is a small pet peeve of mine with Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, the most notorious thing about Perfect Dark, aside from requiring the expansion pack, is that the frame rate was just awful. I mean, we put up with it back in the day. Like, it got, you know, we didn't even really mind it back in the day, you know, in 2000 when it came out. But, it is one of the things that's made the actual N64 version age pretty poorly. But thankfully, you can play the 360 version. My only problem with the 360 version is that that controller isn't... the game doesn't feel as natural with that controller. I don't think we've hit a checkpoint yet. Thanks, Marcelo. Okay, it looks like those boxes, you can actually get more apples in them depending on how fast you hit them. Just like in Super Mario Brothers. You know, the coin blocks with multiple coins in them. In Super Mario Brothers, like the faster you hit it, the more you get. The slower you hit it, the less you get. And it seems like it's the same in Crash Bandicoot.
What have I got? What have I got?
'Hey, thanks Adidas Freak. Yeah, that was a little while ago. You know, I was thinking about that game just recently. I was like, man, that'd be fun to play through it again. Probably not gonna happen, but it would still be fun. I like Faxanadu. $79, $80, $81. I don't think we have enough lives, guys. I think we need a few more. Right on, Red Dwarf. Well, we still have a little ways to go, so I will still be here.
What have I got?
Nice little boost of invincibility there. Oh, I got hit again. Come on. Alright, so we have to go back. Do I like Abe's Odyssey? I've never played it much, so I can't really comment on it. I do know that when I did play it for just a little bit, it was pretty tough. It's similar to, like, Out of This World, where it's like a puzzle platformer, where death is around every corner.
What have I got?
Interesting, this guy's dead. That's weird. Yeah, we're not gonna bother with that. And that was my fault. I should have waited. My favorite PS1 game. I don't think I can really name a single favorite, to be honest with you. I'm not usually one with single favorites. I mean, as far as my favorites, definitely some of the shmups like Raiden Project, R-Type Delta, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Oh, come on. Those bomb boxes have just like massive like hitboxes. Their reach is just huge. No, I wasn't really into Tomb Raider Temu, but it's a game I've wanted to go back through and try to beat. I actually have the Saturn version of the game, and it actually seems like it's aged fairly well. Well, the problem with the Saturn version is the frame rate, so I wanted to get the PS1 version. Now, I don't know about like parts 2 or 3, how well they've aged, but part 1 seems like it's pretty solid. As far as other PlayStation favorites, I guess I'd have to name Doom. Strikers 1945. There are a bunch of other ones. It's just kind of hard to name them off the top of my head. I had a feeling that was going to happen. What do I think about playing some Metal Slug game? Not really sure what you mean by that. I think, I don't know. If you mean, like, will I ever play a Metal Slug game? Yes, and I have. I did a Xbox One stream a few months ago where I played a bunch of the Metal Slugs. And my Neo Geo CD stream from last year, I believe I also played Metal Slug either 1 or 2? I don't remember. And I'll probably play more Metal Slugs, for sure. I like the series. Especially the first couple. And I have a bunch of them on the arcade archives now for Xbox One, so those are like really great versions to play. What's down here? Nothing. Another bonus stage. Rage in 3, 2, 1. I'm not gonna rage in this game, Wayne. It's Crash Bandicoot, dude. You know, maybe I'd rage if I was trying to get the perfects and get the crystals, but I'm not doing that. So, no raging tonight. Oh, Metal Slug's terrible on PS1. The first Metal Slug, yeah, it's just awful on PS1. There's like load screens between screens, and it's missing lots of frames of animation, and it's choppy, and yeah, I don't know. Metal Slug on Saturn is awesome. It uses the RAM cart, so it's like very, very faithful to the Neo Geo one.
What have I got?
Metal Slug X on the PS1, on the other hand, is actually a really solid port. It's really worth playing if you got a PS1. But the first Metal Slug in Japan was on PS1 was pretty terrible. Oh, are you kidding me? I got hit by that guy and it like bounced me over.
What have I got?
Alright, I'm gonna skip those boxes. Red Dwarf wants to take a hammer to his internet. Yeah, my internet actually went out the other day. Which hasn't happened in a very long time. Oops! I thought that platform was gonna stop. We were right by the exit too, I'm pretty sure. Like I thought I heard it. Oops. That was a good jump. I actually probably shouldn't have made that. But yeah, we actually had an internet outage here. Which again, just hasn't happened in a long time. Oh, come on. I pressed the jump button. I thought I was just far enough away, but nope, apparently not. Yeah, so I called up my ISP. It turns out, yep, it was actually an outage in the area. Doesn't usually happen, but it did happen. I was actually in the middle of streaming on Twitch when it happened. Not a big deal. I mean, it's Twitch. Nah. You know, it sucked more for the people that were watching because we were, you know, having a conversation. I was about to go to bed anyway, so it actually ended up working out. But it did happen. It was kind of a bummer. Jeez, I'm dying and I still have 93 lives. Oh my god. Mike J says Gran Turismo 2 is his favorite PS1 game. I played that game so much back in the day. Even continued to play it on Dreamcast with Bleem. Nice. Deus Ex Revision. I haven't heard of that, Brandon. Alright, I remember these levels being pretty tough. Let's see if my memory's correct. One of the things about the enemy designs in this game is they always reminded me of like the rats, like the Rat Mafia or whatever in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That's what these guys always reminded me of. I need to watch that movie again. I haven't seen that in a long time. The remake is on Steam. Nice. He goes, Sounds like a laugh you'd hear in like a 3DO game. 97 lives. Oh, we just passed 96, the year this game came out. Oops. Thought that was the one that was gonna bounce.
What have I got?
Yeah, Brandon, Michael Mackert there in chat, he's a big fan of Deus Ex. Another bonus stage. Get out of there, Crash! Oh, we got so lucky. Oh, we got so lucky. The newer Strider, I still need to play that way, and I've had that since like 2013 or early 2014. And I still haven't gone through it. Oh, come on, I still got hit by that. Spamurai, this can only be played with a D-pad. This doesn't support the analog stick. Crash Bandicoot came out before the DualShock controllers were available. I believe the analog controllers were available, but those weren't very common. You know, it wasn't until the DualShocks came out that games started to really support them. So yeah, this is D-pad only. Okay. Well, I guess I have to wait. Or just smack him in the face when he's walking. One of these bosses supposedly has, you know, a greater amount of hit points. I'm not sure if it's this guy. Oh, come on. Holy crap, Bossenberg, you're an old man. God, how old was I when this came out? I was 14 when this came out. Bossenberg's like, hey man, don't rub it in. One game I like, but nobody else does. I don't know. If I was the only person to like a very specific game, I'd be a very, very special person. Thanks, Red Devil. Do you have to wait until he's moving before you... Well, see, I can't even say X6 Timo because you like it. And I know people on Twitch that like it too. Or am I taking the question too literally? You talk to your elders like that? Only certain ones. Yeah, hearing this different boss music is kind of funny, actually. It gives the boss fights a different vibe. You know, this is a pretty resilient chair, I gotta say. Have I streamed Spyro? I have not, no. What's funny about X6? X6 is fine. I used to hate it, but I really enjoy it now. I think it's a solid game. I think the big thing about X6 is it's misunderstood, and people don't know how to play it. And part of that's because, you know... The designers were kind of dumb, you know, making X an available option off the bat when the game is not meant to be played with him. Hey, look at that. That was a good guess with those jumps, too. you know, if you play the game with the Falcon armor as it's meant to be played, it's actually pretty cool. Extreme mode aside, that is kind of frustrating. Actually, extreme mode is not that bad if you play as Falcon. If you play as unarmored X on extreme mode, yeah, you want a challenge. That's a challenge. Good night, Adam Henry. Man of many words. My PS2 disagrees. Well, Wayne, there's playing Mega Man X6 normally, and then there's playing it like an idiot, X only on Extreme. Kind of two completely different situations, really, if you know the game. Another bonus stage, okay. Nope, I have not, Adidas Freak. I actually don't really do stealth games. And, I actually ended up, partying with my copy of Metal Gear Solid. Solid Nate is now the new owner of that. So my one chance to play Metal Gear Solid, I threw away. Maybe we'll see Solid Nate play it. Almost at the end of Grandia too. Nice, Brandon. Congrats. My favorite Crash game. What is my favorite Crash game? It would be the first one that we're playing right now. Definitely. Definitely. Proud owner. That's right. That's right, Nate. Nate got some other cool games off me too. I want to see you play the arcade party pack. That'd be fun to see you stream. See Nate play some Smash TV and get frustrated at it. Stealthborns would be Cyberlip. I like Cyberlip. I actually beat that game about a year and a half ago. And then I think I was either able to one credit clear or just beat it with just using one continue. Yeah, that's a run that doesn't seem like you can trust, Timu. If they replace the music, yeah, I wouldn't trust that. That's probably tool assisted.
What have I got?
Yep. I've heard of Toomba. Yeah, I've actually played a little bit of Toomba. Never really got into those. I did have the first and second one back in the day, but I didn't actually play them much. Oof. It seems like when you take a hit, when you've got the voodoo mask, you get pushed in a different direction. And I got pushed off to the side. Oh yeah, Stealthborn. Yeah, Metal Slug gets way more attention. I mean, rightly so. I mean, Cyberlip is obviously not as well made. It was an early Neo Geo game too, so I mean, it's in line with those early Neo Geo games, but it's still fun. A lot of those early Neo Geo games have, you know, a unique kind of charm to them. But Cyberlip, once you learn it, it actually plays fine. It's cool. Oh, awesome, Brandon. Congrats, dude. Lunar 2. That's one that Brandon also likes a lot, Wayne. You heading out, Jules? Take care, man. Looks like there's... Oh, there is something in there. Cool. I knew that was gonna happen. Oh man, Nate. Yeah. Your first stream the other night at the early part of the week, I tuned out after like an hour and a half. It was like, it felt like 4 or 5 hours later, you were still going at it. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, Carlos, it's kind of disgusting, dude. It's interesting, like, the rate of these platforms actually changed. They were going much slower. This part doesn't look good. At least the checkpoint's right here. Yeah, I heard about that run, Timu. That, you know, I haven't been watching many runs on SGGQ. I watched a couple the other night. I watched the Ghosts and Goblins run, and then I watched Aqua's stream do Ninja Gaiden on the NES, and then Gimmick on Famicom. Actually, all three of those were back to back. So those were really entertaining, but that's about all I've watched. Normally I watch quite a bit, but not this time. Crap, I just messed that up big time.
What have I got?
Well, that's right, I did watch the Ninja Gaiden Xbox run as well. That was actually pretty cool to see. Kind of makes you want to try to go through that game again. It's been a while. Alright, I'm pretty sure we're getting relatively close to the end of the game. I remember these types of stages being some of the last in the game. I can barely see.
What have I got?
I wonder if the game actually counts over 99 lives. Try to speedrun Ninja Gaiden. Hey, what's up, Edon? Which one? You talking the original Xbox one? Or the NES one? He's probably not talking the NES one. He was an Xbox kid.
What have I got?
By the way, Edon, do you feel like moving a Sopranos tomorrow? I got an email from Paul today saying he wants to finally move it out.
What have I got?
Oh, that was close. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden NES is a really quick game. The one where you got lost and kept going in circles.
What have I got?
Oops, I was a little slow on that. Yes to moving Sopranos. Okay. Well, I'm gonna email Paul. I'm telling him, hopefully, you know, we can do it tomorrow. He said Friday or Saturday, but I'd rather do it tomorrow. I don't know if he plans on having help. But it sounds like he's gonna put it on location. I'm not sure where on location. Hopefully carpool. I'd like to see him take out Monster Bash. Put Sopranos on location.
What have I got?
I have a feeling it might go to Mustang Sally's, though. Apparently they opened up the game line up there, which is cool. So I'm gonna have to finally check out that place. Hey, see ya, Brandon. Take care, dude. Thanks for hanging out, man. Oh my god, how did I do that? It's a good thing that was the checkpoint box. Oh! Those stones blocked my view. Carpool is a possibility. They're adding 2 more games. Okay. Well, hopefully it goes to carpool then. Doesn't seem to me that Rich has many more games to put on location unless he wants to keep taking from his own personal collection. Because he put those, like, another 3 games at Mustang Sally's or something. Or is it more than that? I don't remember. I saw the FSPA email, or not email, but the tweet. They tweet out every time they update the pinball map. Oh, and we missed it. Yeah, Adidas freak. No, absolutely. Yeah, you could definitely learn new strategies by watching other people. Even, you know, like, I'm not a speedrunner or anything like that. But I'd like to think I'm decent enough to where, like, you know, people that haven't played these in a while can still learn something, you know? You know, either get an idea or get an eye for patterns, or kind of see how someone like myself deals with certain situations. I think there was a secret over to the left. I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, that's what's fun about watching people stream. Yeah. But when I watch the speedrunners in particular, I definitely learn a lot. So you guys, you know, see me use speedrun techniques in certain games I play. Oops. Hey, Mark, how's it going, dude? Hope you're having a good night, man. Yeah, Edon, I'd like to get an NES Classic as well. I want to hack it and just put a ton of ROMs on it and hook it up to my HD TV in the living room. Nice, encrypted printer. Well, that's good. I mean, when you start thinking about strategy and stuff like that, you start getting better at the games, and I think they start becoming more enjoyable. Especially frustrating games. Alright, we're getting close. Oops. You know, I'm gonna actually take a quick restroom break. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Did any of you get the remaster of Crash? I have not, but it looks pretty awesome. I definitely want to pick it up sometime. Best Buy in Dulles is expected to have 100 in stock. Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to get one, Edon. Because of the hacking potential. You know, I've got an SNES Classic and it's hacked, but you can't put as many Super Nintendo games on it. So, and I know you can mix and match. Like, you can install RetroArch and get NES games on it as well, along with other platforms, but I figured I'd have the Super Nintendo Classic hacked with SNES games, and then I'd get an NES Classic and have that hacked with just regular NES games. Oh, you're so funny, Wayne. Using other people's jokes. Girl Geek said the exact same thing this morning. She's like, hi, back. I'm so-and-so. Hey, cat. What's going on?
What have I got?
I will say, I'm actually kind of getting tired of playing the bonus levels because, aside from being able to save my progress, they don't really have a whole lot of impact for me. It's like I've already got almost the maximum amount of lives possible. Hey, you see a drilly? Oh yeah. Adidas Freak, I think YouTube is a big reason why the classics, you know, people aren't ignoring the classics. It's keeping the games fresh in people's minds. I really feel like if internet video hadn't hit, we wouldn't be seeing like a surge in retro popularity. Not to the same extent that we are now. And people are inundated with this stuff. They turn on their computers and smartphones and bam, tons of videos of old school games that they wouldn't have seen otherwise, because you're not seeing this stuff on mainstream television. It's definitely a turn for retro games that I would not have ever predicted, you know, 15 years ago. Oops. It's a classic, don't bust my balls. But you're Wayne, we have to bust your balls. Oh, nice, Edon. Congrats, dude. I still have that on the Wii U. feel like there might be something up there. Oh, okay, there's nothing up there. Thought I was getting creative, but apparently not. Don't need that. Ooh, God. How did I mess that up? I was gonna be like, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, but I'll take it anyway. Alright, we're just gonna skip those. Don't really care. Could use a voodoo guy, but everything else I don't even really care about. Oh, another one. Which is better, Bayonetta or its sequel? I have no idea. Because I haven't actually beaten either one of them. Yay, 99 lives. Again. They're different eras, Nate. I think you're just in, like, this retro mindset at the moment. I mean, I kind of go through phases where, like, I'm more in the mood to play some modern games because I inundate myself with so many retro games. Like, retro games do get boring. They do get repetitive. But, you know, stream them for 5 years straight, Nate, and you'll know what I mean. Trust me. But even just from a retro perspective, the modern consoles are great because there's a lot of retro-inspired indie titles that you're missing out on. You get arcade ports of retro titles. Like, for instance, when I got my PS4, the first thing I did was buy a bunch of arcade archives. So I've got Haunted Castle, the Castlevania arcade game, Gradius 1 and 2, and Life Force, the arcade versions. Double Dragon 1 and 2 arcade. There's never been, like, a perfect port of Double Dragon 2 arcade on a home console, and now there is. So you're missing out on stuff like that. There's all the Neo Geo Arcade Archives releases. There's all, like, the shmups coming out for the Switch. Like, the Psycho shmups, like Gunbird 2 and stuff like that. And then there's modern games that have a retro aesthetic that are awesome. Like Polybius, which I just picked up. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, Polybius, Next Machina is amazing. You know, there's a ton of great stuff. Dude, like the Crash Insane trilogy that we were talking about earlier. But, you know, I'll be the first to admit, there's a lot of modern games. You know, there are a lot of modern games I'm just not interested in. I'm not interested in the ones that are super cinematic. You know, they favor cinematics over gameplay. But if you look for the good stuff, like, you can find yourself getting really engrossed in a lot of modern games. It's like I have to wait for this guy. when you burn out, you play more Burnout. Algo, yeah, I got a PS4 about 3 weeks ago. I had traded in a bunch of stuff to the local game store, and they just happened to have a really nice PS4 Slim come in. 1 terabyte model. So it's like you have to get close to him. He does that attack. Yeah, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Yeah, that does look pretty cool. Okay, I really don't understand how this is working. Sometimes these guys just die right away. Other times they don't. Oh, you have to hit them when they're in the air. That's why. Okay. Well, that's a lot easier than I thought. Oh, that's a cakewalk. Yeah, I think after this we've got the last few stages in the game. Okay. I'm confused. I'm totally confused. Splatterhouse 4 is nothing compared to the first 3. Yeah, I don't know, man. The first 3 Splatterhouse games, I think, are pretty overrated. They're extreme cases of style over substance. You know, great style, mind you, but they're really, really shallow games. Aren't even that much fun to play, to be honest with you, once you know them. You know, the first arcade game is sort of an exception. There's a lot more going on in that than there is in part 2. And then part 3, eh. But the new Splatterhouse, it's got a lot of problems. It's got a lot of technical problems, but I think it's still a fun game. I played through the whole thing on stream last October. Edon, did you see? I think Burnout Revenge is backwards compatible on Xbox One now. Wanpaku Graffiti was better than the trilogy. Yeah, I don't know about that. I thought Wanpaku Graffiti was very, very shallow too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to, like, you know, really rail in these games. I do like the Splatterhouse games. You know, I've always liked the Splatterhouse games, but, you know, going back to them as an adult, I realized that, like, you know, I really hyped these games up way more than they were worth back in the day. I used to love the Splatterhouse games. Like, they were some of my favorite. But I'm like, you know, they're just not that much fun anymore. They're okay. I mean, the arcade version in particular, like, I really enjoy going through because it actually provides a challenge. Whereas the other two, not so much. But when I hear people say, like, oh, the original trilogy is way better than the remake, I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, the remake actually has more depth than the old games, and in a way, it's better for that, you know? But it's got its own share of problems. Yeah, I do enjoy the remake, though. When I streamed it, people are like, man, this game actually looks pretty cool. You know, so many people railed on that game back in the day, a lot of people just ignored it. But when you show it to people, and you actually, you know, play it right, and you know how to play it, people are like, oh, this actually looks half decent. But you actually don't have Burnout Revenge. What, Edon? I thought you were the Burnout Master. I'm so burnt out on these bonus levels now, I just don't even care. Like, let me get out of here, let me save my game. You know, Flat Out, was that one of the ones that was on the original Xbox? I think it was. I don't think I have Flat Out. Yeah, PS2, Xbox. And then there's one on Xbox One, apparently. Flat Out 4. Oh, jeez. Man, that series kept going. I didn't know it kept going. Wow. Yeah, definitely encrypted printer. That's one of the things that got me kind of interested in certain streamers, is they would play really difficult games. You know, and seeing like Battletoads being conquered by speedrunners and things like that was a lot of fun. Whoa. Checkpoint. Oops. I'm not taking my time now. You know, I didn't like Burnout Revenge that much, really. Interesting. I had Burnout Revenge on 360 when it came out. I think a friend gifted it to me, actually, as like a birthday present or something. I actually ended up not playing it that much, but it seemed really cool when I did play it. Very fast-paced, very arcade style. I always wanted to give it another go. Crap. Okay. Spamurai, found my channel today looking for Castlevania videos. Nice. Well, thanks for stopping in on the stream. We'll be doing something Castlevania related here again, sometime very soon. Trying to figure out what it's gonna be, but yeah, I should probably get back to Simon's Quest. Been meaning to do an updated live stream of that. Or like one of the PS2 games. I don't know. I don't know. And we're dead. It's got nothing on Burnout 3, man. Shots fired, Edon. Shots fired. Chronicles specifically, very nice. Did you see the old Let's Play of Chronicles, or was that the did you see the new one from last year? I did one back in 2013, I think. And then I did one more recently, last year. I think one from last year is a better playthrough. Because I did the original mode, which is a lot harder. Vigilante 8. Oops. I keep looking at chat. It's okay. We've only got 93 lives left, guys. I don't know. We might not get this. Legends or Harmony of Dissonance. Well, if I do Legends, it's going to be a Let's Play. I was thinking more like live stream material. Oh my god, what am I doing? Yes, only 93. I don't think we have enough lives. Or we could just, you know, leave the awesome stories to movies instead of, you know, forcing them in our games. Not that I don't like a good story in a game, but it's not why I play games. Games with great stories but terrible gameplay, or just, you know, average gameplay, I don't ever go back to them. I have no reason to. You know, if I want to get a refresher on the story, I can just go look up Wikipedia or something. Or watch a playthrough on YouTube. Okay, so you can't sit over here. Alright, that's good. Oh. I knew that was gonna happen. I was like, I'm just gonna walk on those boxes. But no, it doesn't work like that. You hop off the boxes. Judgment or Portrait of Ruin? You guys kill me sometimes. Doommersion. Holy crap, haven't seen you around in a long time. Yeah, welcome back, man. You know, man, I was doing all these Doom videos, but you're nowhere to be found. What the hell, dude? He's like, more Doom! More Doom! And I do more Doom. And he disappears. I was sad. I was sad, man. You can rear-end traffic and continue the race at full speed with no slowdown or penalties. It even rewards you with more boost. Well, so basically in Burnout Revenge, Edon, it wants you to crash into things. I think that's the point. I did it again, man. Alright, we got this, guys. We got to the end, but my mind blanked out and I messed up. I love that scream. See, you know, like I said earlier, and I really should just heed my own damn advice, is patience, like, is the #1 key in Crash Bandicoot. I mean, the platforming is not that difficult, it's just, it's all about patience. Patience and a little bit of accuracy. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Man, we've been at this for 3 hours now. Oh, hey. What is this? Did we actually earn some crystals? I don't think we did. Interesting. Do I like Shovel Knight? I do like Shovel Knight. Haven't gotten very far in it, but I do like what I've played. How did I get hit by that? Is that really it? I don't remember the final boss being that easy. Okay, I'll take it. Alright, well, we apparently just beat Crash Bandicoot. Thoughts on Archviles returning in Doom Eternal? I say yes, awesome. Archviles are some of the best enemies in Doom. Crash 2 Cortex is even easier. I don't even remember Crash 2's Cortex, to be honest with you. It's been so long since I've beaten that game. But I'll have to fire that up on my PS3, and you know, if I can go through that on stream, on Twitch, I'll do it on YouTube as well. Hey, thanks, Mark. You do get a different ending, Carlos, if you get everything, but the last boss fight is still the same, if I recall correctly. Congratulations, your story is happy end. Thanks, Hernando. Thank you, Adidas Freak. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed the playthrough. That was a fast 3 hours, actually. Well, if you play it really well, Nate, you can do it in like an hour and a half. I looked up long plays before starting this just to kind of get an idea of the length, because I knew I could do it in one sitting, but I wasn't sure like how long that sitting would be. Maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and a lot of the long plays I saw were like an hour and a half. So if you're really good at the game, you should be able to do it in an hour and a half. Remember, we took a break halfway through because I wasn't feeling that well. Then I took a restroom break, and then I've stopped to chat and things like that. So that naturally slowed down the playthrough. And there were several levels where I died a bunch of times as well, so... Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, I mean, Crash Bandicoot's a really fun game. I like it. It's always nice running through it once every now and then. It's been several years since I last ran through the game. I don't remember if I did it on stream, like over on Twitch, or if it was, you know, before that. But it's always a good time for me. I like Crash Bandicoot. Thanks, guys. Your videos are so relaxing. They're so relaxing. They put me to... Alright. Yeah, I'm not going to try to go for any of the crystals or gems, but... You know, that is something you can try to go for if you ever play this game. That's where the game gets really frustrating, is once you start having to perfect the stages. You have to go through certain stages without dying, and you have to get every box. But we're not going to try that. I thought if I had enough time left over, I'd go ahead and give it a shot, but, you know, we're 3 hours in, and I've got a bunch of stuff I have to do tonight. I plan on streaming on Twitch, but I do have to package up a bunch of packages to ship out, and I have to get all that ready, so I'll probably spend a couple hours doing that, and then I'll go live on Twitch afterwards. I'll have to get some food in my stomach as well. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll see if this gets any copyright claims. I mean, this is a game that's, you know, Universal Studios, or Universal Interactive Studios, and Sony have their hands in. So there's a good chance I might get a copyright claim on this, but we'll see. Hopefully I don't. But we'll see. If I do get a copyright claim, you know, the archive might not be up. Just like with F-Zero, so... You know, cross your fingers for me that doesn't happen. I'd really like this to be posted, you know, in a couple hours if possible. But if I get a copyright claim, that won't happen. So, but yeah, I can sit around here, answer any more questions or comments you guys might have before I head out. Otherwise, I'm gonna get out of here. Really awesome game. The Japanese version is full color manual. Yeah, this is a nice manual. Man, Japanese manuals are so much better than ours. I wish I could show this to you guys, but... If you remember correctly, Crash is never copyright claimed. Okay. Yeah, it's not so much the game itself as it is like the music. And since we're playing the Japanese version, there are unique tracks that aren't in the US version. So that's the only thing that kind of worries me. Do I use flashcards on Super Nintendo? Yes, I do. Yeah. Hey, see ya, Mark.
またまた失敗だ。逃がすな。この娘ならうまくいくだろうって。
I don't know, man. Crash looks kind of like gimpy compared to his girlfriend. His girlfriend looks like she could kick some ass. She's like twice as tall as him. And twice as tall as like most of the enemies in the game. She could just like curb stomp everything. There should have been a cheat code where you play as his girlfriend and you just like, it's like invincibility mode. She's huge, man. Oh, man. Yeah, we'll definitely have to try to go through part 2 and 3. Maybe even sometime soon. Because I haven't gone through those in a while. That'll be fun to do. Alrighty guys, well, I don't really see much else in chat, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. As usual, we'll do the old thanks to Patreon backers and whatnot. So thanks to everyone that's continuing to support the stream on Patreon, or support the channel. I have a tendency of saying stream, even though this is my YouTube channel, not really a stream per se. I do stream, but I don't only stream. I do Let's Plays and dedicated videos, so... But thanks to all the Patreon backers. Thanks to the Super Chatters from the last 30 days as well. This list should be pretty consistent with next stream, because there were no Super Chats tonight. But thanks to everyone that has supported the stream. And likewise with the live stream sponsors. One of which was here tonight, Red Dwarf. It was great seeing Red Dwarf, because he lives 5 hours ahead. So, yeah, it's very late for him right now. It's like 5 in the morning for him, so... Thanks for hanging out, Red Dwarf. And, yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Again, hopefully the archive is up soon, assuming we don't get any copyright claims. So stay tuned for that. And then, as usual, another Let's Play would be posted on Sunday. And for anyone new to my channel, definitely consider subscribing. I do live streams every Thursday, and I post Let's Plays every Sunday as of current. Also, if you guys are still out there, feel free to give the stream a thumbs up. All that really helps my videos get discovered in search and stuff like that. So, yeah, feel free to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't care. It's the same thing to Google. It's just a number. But, yeah, that would definitely be appreciated. But, alrighty, guys, take care. Thanks again for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed the Crash Bandicoot. And until the next one, take it easy.